Brent. How are you today?
Great to meet you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. I must say, I've been looking forward to this interview, just getting to talk to you and learn more about your journey here with the Charlotte chapter.
Great. I love to talk about ICF, so let's go.
All right, not a problem. So let's dive right in. So, Brent, you've been a coach for a very long time. What was it like? What barriers did you face when you first began this profession?
Mitra, there were there were tons of barriers. Quite honestly, I had to reinvent myself, like many people do who enter this profession. I had been an engineer for 25 years and an executive for the last 17 years of that journey down in Greenville, South Carolina at the time. And it turned out that my wife was going through a career change. She became a minister. She had formerly been a therapist, and her first call was to Charlotte. And so that was in July of '99. And so we decided that we were both being called to Charlotte. And so I took that as an opportunity to reevaluate what I wanted to do with the rest of my career. And I hired a coach in August of 1999. And it didn't take us long to figure out that commuting back and forth like I was from Greenville to Charlotte wasn't going to work for us. And so I ended up getting interested in the whole idea of the coaching profession, quite honestly, by working with a coach. And I went to the ICF conference in Orlando in November of 1999. And I was blown away because I found so many people there that were kindred spirits, people that I felt like I began to get confidence that this is something that I could do. And I signed up for Coach U and Corporate Coach U education program right there on the spot in November. And I started my classes. And in January, I negotiated a package to leave the firm that I was with. And at the new millennium, January of 2000, started coaching, which means that I came in, with a brand and an identity as an engineer and an executive, and I'd moved to a place where nobody knew me, Charlotte, and decided that I was going to become an executive coach. Fortunately for me, I found kindred spirits in Terry Therion, Kathy Fletcher, John Bennett, and others who were also making that move out of their careers into coaching as well. And that was the genesis, that group and some others, in beginning the ICF chapter in Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's funny that you mentioned how those people impacted your life and just the journey that you were on to become the coach that you are now, which leads me to my next question. What impact do you feel that you've wait a minute, let me think about how I want to ask this. This is the coach coming out of me, making sure I want to ask the question correctly.
Sure.
When you think about coaching, what was the greatest impact that you made that confirmed this is truly the career for me?
One of the things that I found early on in my coach education process was that what had made me successful as an executive was the fact that I was already using coaching skills. I was already using a coach approach as an executive. And I didn't even realize there was a whole body of science and art and knowledge around coaching that once I began getting access to that and realized that, a lot of what I was doing naturally was aligned with the whole process of coaching, it gave me confidence that I could make that transition and that I could impact executives' lives as an executive coach as much as I was impacting, the leadership and the lives of others as an executive in a big firm.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, and it just makes me keep thinking about coaching in its entirety. Like when you think about that transition, um, I'm curious, Brent, what do you believe coaching has taught you that you would have otherwise learned?
You know, I think some of the biggest lessons I've learned is that coaching is so much more about who you are than what you do. In the sense of uh, the more uh, I focused on who I needed to be in order to be uh, of value to others in their desires to be the best they could be, you know, the more success I had coaching others. And, you know, there are a lot of great questions around the who, the what, you know, the when, the how, but, you know, helping people really focus on who they are, genuinely who they are, and how that aligns with who and what they're trying to be uh, with their goals and their desires in life has been a great life lesson.
That's great. That's great. Now, my last question. When you think about the future of coaching, where do you see it going, Brent?
I think you're already seeing it as it's the skills and the training and the development of folks much earlier in their educational process is taking place. You know, people are learning coaching skills in elementary school and high school, and you know, I think corporations have coaches, you know, internal coaches within their organizations now that, you know, when I was started over 20 years ago, you didn't see very rarely did you see coaches within organizations like you do right now. So I think it's becoming a skill set and a way of being that is being advanced not only through the education process and in the educational world, but also in the corporate world, because businesses see the value in it and they see that it's really helped with the productivity of folks and helped them create the products and the services that they want to create in a much faster way.
Thank you for sharing that. And that is a perspective I didn't even think about. You're right. I see coaches in corporate America, and when you started, as you mentioned, that was something that wasn't there. So that's definitely an insight I took for granted. I'm quite sure others have as well. So Brent, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for sharing insight and just showing us a little bit more about your journey. We're sharing a little bit more about your journey. We at the Charlotte chapter are grateful for you, taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview, and we really appreciate you.
Well, the ICF will always have a special place in my heart. It's been a place of community, of learning, of camaraderie, of sharing the journey together. And I just highly encourage folks to be a part of the ICF community and to give to it and to take from it, because it has so much to offer for anyone that's trying to be the best they can be as a coach. Thank you.